I'd like to share with you some of the reasons why people invest and some of the more common investment vehicles, the tools you can use. There's a lot out there, but I'm just going to touch on some of the more common ones. These are probably three of the more common reasons why people start investing or saving. Big one is for college. I'm sure your parents started when you were very young, because they realized you turn 18, graduate from high school, and suddenly you're in college. It gets quite expensive. One of the more common investment tools for that is something called EduVest, and it's kind of a neat way to save. It helps parents come up with the money that they need when you are ready to go to college. Another big reason that people save is for a down payment on a house or money toward a house. As we studied in the housing unit, most lenders now are requiring 5, 10, 15, 20% as a down payment. And if you're buying a $200,000 house, that's $20,000. So, it doesn't happen overnight. The main reason, though, that people invest is for retirement. Like I said earlier, you're kind of on your own when it comes to retirement. Don't count on the government. Okay, how do you get started? Well, take a look at yourself. Be honest with yourself and do some soul searching, because who knows you better than yourself? Once you do that, you can set some financial goals. And once you do that, then you have to take a look at how much am I making? How much can I afford to invest every week, every month, whatever? And then develop an investment plan. If you need to, talk to a financial planner. A lot of places will meet the first time or two for nothing, so they can certainly get you in the right, or headed in the right direction. Okay, I've broken this into basically two parts. The first part is where you do everything yourself. An entrepreneur, what you're doing is you're investing in yourself, in your business, and on the hopes of making a lot of money. Maybe you'll make it big. So the income potential is pretty good. If you've got the drive, you've got the backing, you've got the skill, and so on. The second thing is investment property. Most common is we simply call the rental properties. People have to live somewhere, and a lot of people rent. Like I said earlier, usually after you get out of college, get your first job, you'll end up renting before buying, simply because it's easier and quicker and less expensive. But why not be a landlord? The third thing is the stock market. We played around with the stock market earlier in the semester, and some people are better at it than others, but that's always an option. The second part of this I'm just calling employer government sanctioned. The first one is a 401k, and this is a retirement investment plan that might be offered through your employer. And again, this is for private companies. And if you're lucky enough, you'll find a company that maybe for every dollar you put in, they may put in 15 cents or 10 cents. But something is better than nothing. The 403b, it's for public employees, and it works just like the 401k. The Keogh, this is for people who are self-employed, farmers, maybe entrepreneurs, and you want to start putting money away for retirement. A lot of states have their own state retirement systems. The WRS is the Wisconsin retirement system, and it's really highly regarded. It's done very well. It's well managed, and it's been very successful. Myself, because I'm a public employee, a teacher, I'm part of the WRS, and plus I have a 403B, which I put money in myself. Then we have the IRAs, the individual retirement accounts. We've got traditional IRAs, which is simply where you put money in yourself. And then we've got a special one, which I'll be talking in greater detail about later, is the Roth IRA. This is, to me, a little jewel. Now, for all these, except for the Roth, all these investment tools are pre-taxed. The Roth is after tax, but there are some advantages, and we'll talk about those later. The other thing that you need to know about any of these is, because most of these are pre-tax, with the exception of the Roth, you need to be 59 and a half years old before you can start withdrawing money from them. And again, I'll explain that in greater detail later. The last couple of things I'd like to talk about, and I'm calling it government, and it's kind of a subset of the last one, but is Social Security. Social Security, you've been paying into it your entire working life. And when you get to be old enough to retire, every month you'll get a Social Security check, hopefully. When you guys get to be old enough to retire, maybe you'll have to be 70, 71, 72 years old to collect, because life expectancies keep going up. The last thing is Medicare. I'm just going to throw it in there. That's basically after you retire, you get Medicare, and it's health insurance. It pays for portions of your medical care. Because just stop and think. We don't have universal coverage in the United States, or universal health care in the United States. And when you get to be old, nobody wants to insure you. So we've come up with Medicare.